guys gotta be quiet. Hi, good evening, everybody, and thank you again for tuning into the Mr. Phil Show. I just want to thank everybody and tell you, right now here in Port Jervis, where we film, we're having a really nice day. The weather's been like 73 degrees. It's been beautiful. I mean, I'm obviously not in a tank top, so that means it must be cool enough to wear this, which makes me happy because I'm comfortable. So I just wanted to kind of fill you in on what's going on. Hopefully in your neck of the woods, the weather's been nice too. We're also celebrating our 22nd year, and because we're doing that, or our 23rd, I'm sorry, it's 23 years on Channel 23. And since we're doing that, we plan on bringing you a variety of acts other than just singers. We have comedians, we have actors, we have producers. We have all kinds of things. And as well, we are going to be bringing back as many past guests as we can get to come on the show, just so we can catch up with them. And if you've seen them before, you can see them again, or you can see them for the first time. At this time, I would like to introduce to you, as I call him, my best friend and yours, Mr. Phil. Hello, Phil. How are you today, hon? How you doing?
Great. I'm doing great.
Right.
Now I'm doing. This is quite a week for me.
Yes, Phil had a very busy week.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, don't follow his Facebook page. And I don't know. Did you mention it last week or not? I don't know.
I didn't.
One of those conditions that they advertise on TV all the time, the AFib, is something that Mr. Phil has. And he was going through a problem with it for quite a while. And this week was on Tuesday?
Yes.
Tuesday, he had to go into the hospital. And tell him what they had to do.
It's quite a dangerous thing. They have to put you out, and they have to do something like an endoscopy where they go down through your throat, but they go to the back of your heart and check for any problems. And when they complete that, then, this is the big part of it, they had pads behind me, and they have to stop your heart and then restart it again to get it back on rhythm.
Right, yes, which is, a big deal. And, of course, Sandy, Phil's wife, Sandy and I were at the hospital with him and waiting patiently and making sure that he came out of things just fine. And he did, as you can see. He's sitting here. It was Tuesday. Today is Friday that we're filming. So he's obviously doing good. He drove here to the studio, and
Right.
we went out Wednesday night, as a matter of fact. We went out, we did karaoke, and he even tried dancing with me and stuff, as much as Mr. Phil dances. I'm teaching him a little bit. He is getting a little better at moving the hips and moving the shoulders a little bit. So.
Right, you can't keep Mary down.
Oh, yeah. I don't stop, though. When I'm out and I'm dancing, if there's music going, so are my hips. But that's another program. Anyway, tonight we're going to be mixing things up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a different season 22. We're going to do things we've never done before to make the show more exciting.
Yeah.
We're going to be, besides music, we're going to be doing other areas of entertainment.
That's
Yes.
right. Like I mentioned in my intro that we're going to be doing other things. And tonight, why don't you tell them, what is our surprise for tonight?
We're starting off with a comedian, something we've never done in the
right.
22 years of the Mr. Phil Show.
That's right. And as an added bonus, Mr. Phil's song tonight is also a comedic song. And when he gets up and does it, you guys are going to laugh. You really
yeah.
are. It's very funny, you know.
But it wasn't. But it wasn't the true story in my life.
It was the true story of your life. Yes.
You think I'd let a
Yes.
girl?
Oh yes, oh yes. He was you know, as most awkward teenagers are, and Mr. Phil was no different. He was an awkward teenager, just like a lot of us are, and you know, he got picked on, but that's okay. And then we got it in a song now, and it's pretty funny actually.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, you know, you might want to turn it up, and you may want to get a copy of it. It's funny.
Oh yeah.
But it's called the Neighborhood Punching Bag, just to give you an idea. And I don't know, he doesn't look like the Neighborhood Punching Bag anymore. But then when he was a small kid, I should have had him bring in a picture when he was a small kid, so this way you could have seen what the
Right.
Neighborhood Punching Bag looked like. But that's okay.
Okay, so now the question is this, Mary. How do we handle this? When we redo my album and redo the songs, how are you going to be involved in this song?
Oh, well, it depends. If we do a video of this song, I mean, I could be the bully, or I could be I could be the sister. I don't really know. I really haven't decided. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
We'll let people know all about it, and if we ever do make the video of it, we'll show it on our show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know, one thing before you get up and sing, I do want to mention that we are starting the process of getting ready for our next telethon.
Yes, we are.
Don't have a date for it yet. We would like as many of our past guests as possible to come to contact me. My contact information is on the screen, or you can contact Mr. Phil, and I'll be scheduling people for throughout the day, as well as we're going to have some new acts, you know, like we usually do on our shows. And this year we want to really do a nice retrospect, I think, on the telethon and
Especially now.
yeah, because it's a big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
Keeping Country Strong is just in their 25th year. You're in
Right.
your 22nd year, and it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
So
You know, and the idea is to get the money in this time.
that's right. And
Not only from the Access 23 area, but where in so many other areas, it wouldn't hurt to get donations from our other stations.
other stations, other YouTube viewers even.
Yes, YouTube viewers. I
That's
mean,
right.
because you're getting the same show in all the other areas as Access 23 is getting in Port Jervis.
That's right. So if you like the show, it's never too early and it's never too late. There's always going to be an address or a phone number so that you can call and get an address, or you can always go on Mr. Phil's page, his Facebook page,
Yes, and
and or my page, which is Mary Frost Sings on Facebook. And you know, drop us a quick note. We'll let you know where to send a check. You know, if you're really enjoying the shows, help us keep it on, because this is all publicly funded, and every one of us works these as volunteers.
right. And I could give you the address right now, and that's you make out the checks to Access 23 TV, and you address it to Access 23 TV, Post Office Box 321, Port Jervis, New York 12771.
Okay, so we would like to start seeing maybe if we start seeing some donations roll in right away, we can actually put up our tote board when we start our telethon
Yes.
with numbers on it. That would
Right,
be
that
that
would be
would be
good.
excellent.
That would be
Yes.
good because this is our main telethon.
Yes,
This is
it
the biggie.
This is the big one. We hold to a year. We do a smaller one in the spring, and then we're going to do the one in the fall. And I'm in charge. If you don't like something, write to me. Let me know, because I can change it for the next one. You know, if you did like something, well, I would also like you to let me know so that we can do more of it.
Right. And the question that I've been asked And the answer is absolutely yes. Am I going to still continue closing the telethon We Should Never Walk Alone?
Ah, they've asked you that because of Jerry Lewis.
Yes, they've asked me that because of Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
And yes, more than ever, I am going to definitely
Absolutely.
close with You'll Never Walk Alone.
Absolutely, yes. It is something he's done as a tradition on every telethon.
Yes.
And, our friend, Mr. Jerry Lewis, just died, as everyone knows. And, as an homage to him, Phil's going to continue to do that.
Yes.
And I don't know if a lot of you even realize, but Mr. Phil started his career off as a Jerry Lewis lookalike.
Right.
So, it's kind of special to him to be able to do that because that's what got him started in his show business career.
And this is really something. Last Sunday, I did the last Jerry Lewis show before he passed away. He passed away at 12:15 our time. I was at an open mic up in Monticello, and as the second act, since I was in the Catskills and where he started, and since it's close to Labor Day, I decided to do a Jerry Lewis act. I did some of the songs in his voice, and this was 15 minutes before he passed.
Had you only known.
Yes.
Ah, yeah. So it was quite a poignant time for you to be there and doing that and then to hear that.
Right.
And when he came home, he was just, he had to call right away, and let me know what was going on. So, and I think probably maybe an hour just before that, my husband had told me that what happened. So I was going to call you,
Right.
and you called me. So
Yes. I mean, and I just want to say something about You'll Never Walk Alone. I was not all these years copying off Jerry Lewis doing it.
No.
That is just something that I decided to do with my own meaning because of my fans out there and everybody who supported me. So that's why I started that when I did my first telethon 23 years ago.
That's right, because Channel 23, Access 23, at that time was Access 8,
Yes.
would never stand alone if it wasn't for the donations and the gifts that come in from our telethon.
Right.
And from people that, right now we're telling you, they can come throughout the year. Donations of items also that we may either be able to sell or use on the sets, they're also accepted. And if you have something, just contact us and we'll let you know how to get it to us or how we can get it from you. And we're going to make sure to get that done.
Right.
All right, so why don't we get the show started
Okay.
tonight, huh?
All right.
You want to do your little
Yeah.
neighborhood punching bag here? I'm going to start you off, okay? There we go. Let me have this mic. You go use the other one.
Yeah, I'll use the other one.
Here we go.
Okay, you find out what.
Well, you guys, hopefully you'll enjoy this as much as I do. Just imagine Phil as like a 10-year-old, okay?
That's okay. I got my food from my other show here. The Office itself.
Yes, our live audience.
Don't anybody get any ideas? I got the opposite there. Yes, so. I'm safe to sing that tonight. Okay. People always asking me why you act so weird. Who says I'm acting? That's the answer I usually give. On more than one occasion, it's black and both my eye. I was a neighborhood punching bag. Even the girls all kick my ass every day after
protect me from the upper class. They were hard times thinking back. I was a neighborhood punching bag.
Whenever I go out, there's always something said. It's not something I like to repeat in certain company. They say it sticks and stones will break my bones. I'm going to hit you in the head with this rock. Next thing I know it, I'm being chased around the block.
I was a neighborhood punching bag. Even the girls all kicked my ass. Every day after my last class made me learn how to run real fast. I used to give my sister all my cash. She'd protect me from the upper class. They were hard times thinking back. I was a neighborhood punching bag. I was a neighborhood punching bag. Even the girls all kicked my ass. Every day after my last class made me learn how to run real fast. I used to give my sister all my cash. She'd protect me from the upper class. They were hard times thinking back. I was a neighborhood punching bag. I was a neighborhood punching bag. Even the girls all kicked my ass. Every day after my last class made me learn how to run real fast. I used to give my sister all my cash. She'd protect me from the upper class. They were hard times thinking back. I was a neighborhood punching bag. They were hard times thinking back. I was a neighborhood punching bag. They were hard times thinking back. I was a neighborhood punching bag.
Thank you.
As you can tell, we have a nice live audience tonight, and we encourage people to come down. If you're in Port Jervis area, to stop in. We're on Franklin Street in Port Jervis. Come down and look for us, and come on in. We start our taping at 8 o'clock on Friday nights. So if you're in the area, come down, sit in on our show, and be a part of our live audience.
Okay.
That's what I told them not to do.
Come on over.
No. Go there. Yeah. All right. Now, as we're sitting and getting things together here, one of the things that we promised people was different acts.
Right.
And we started with a comedic song from you.
Yes, it did.
And I would like to introduce our very first comedian on our show.
Right.
Forever.
Yes, this is
and
history.
Hopefully this is something we'll get other guys. Maybe we'll get other girls. Maybe we'll get some teens. You got a funny act, let us know. But for tonight, we've got our friend Frank Moshman, and he is going to give you a little taste of what he does. Okay, Frank, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening. My name is Frank Moshman, and performing stand-up comedy on TV is new to me, and I'm nervous. So last night, I called my psychiatrist, and she said, Frank, don't worry. Take 2 placebos and pretend to call me in the morning. Now, next week, Linda and I are going to celebrate our 19-year anniversary. Thank you. Now, I can't say I'm an expert in this area, but I understand the #1 cause of divorce in this country is marriage. So, why get married? Now, Linda has a unique sense of humor. I mean, she is dating me. But she's also very shy. She would never do stand-up comedy. In fact, she wouldn't even do sit-down comedy. And sometimes I wonder, how much stand-up comedy can I actually do? I mean, I'm only 5'4". Now, Linda and I had a hard time figuring out what to get each other for our 18-year anniversary. They say 18 is the porcelain anniversary. Now, what's porcelain? A vase, a sink, a toilet seat? Not very practical gifts. So Linda and I agreed neither of us have a final resting place. So we agreed, I'm going to buy Linda a burial plot, and she's going to buy me a burial plot. And then we saw they cost $10,000 each. So I said, can we get a volume discount? No. Can we share a plot? No. So I thought maybe what I will do, buy up some plots, place an ad on Craigslist, burials for sale, hurry while you last. Now Linda, she wants perpetual care. That's another $10,000. Me, I don't need perpetual care. My epitaph can read, stay off the grass. Now, last year, I went car shopping. And I tell you, cars are so expensive. I should have bought a scooter. And I thought I'd confuse the salespeople. I said, how many tickets per gallon can I get with this car? I have traffic court next week. Now, talking about traffic court, you know some people treat a stop sign like a rolling stop sign? You know what STOP actually stands for? Slow to Observe Police. Now, I was getting frantic looking for a car, and I think the salespeople were getting sick of me. I went to this Honda dealer for like the 5th time, and I know they were trying to avoid me. Jackie greets me. Hi, Frank. Hi, Jackie. Is Joe there? No. Is Gus there? No. Is John? Frank, nobody's here. Then I went to the Nissan dealer for the 10th time, and they were all ready. Frank, take the key. Just try the car again. Now, the Toyota dealer took a slightly different approach. They said, Frank, what would it take for you to buy this car? So I did my stand-up comedy routine, and I bought a car. And I actually think they liked it, especially when I did some medical stuff. Now, talking of medical stuff, my doctor recently diagnosed me with something called leaky gut syndrome. Anyone heard of leaky gut? This is one of those diagnoses where conventional doctors think it's bunk and alternative medicine doctors think it's real. And I gotta admit, I'm still a little bit confused by it. So I did some research, and I'm kind of led to believe that everyone might have leaky gut. If you have anxiety or depression, you have leaky gut. If you have constipation or diarrhea, you have leaky gut. If you're addicted to your smartphone, you have leaky gut. So Linda and I were determining where do we go for a weekend getaway. So Linda says, what's your gut? I said, leaky. Then I went to the doctor because I was itching. And by the way, if you're itching, you might have leaky gut. And he prescribed a medication. And I can't believe the side effects of a drug just to stop itching makes you wonder, what is worse, the symptom or the cure? Here's all the possible side effects on a drug that's supposed to help you with itching. Anemia, anorexia, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, no blood pressure, gout, botulism, nausea, pink eye, red eye, pop eye, unleaded gastrointestinal disorder, and difficulty swallowing prescription pills. Speaking of the doctor, I went to the doctor, and he told me I have ringing in the ears. So I asked him, is it dangerous? He says, only if you answer it. Then I went to the acupuncturist, and he stuck me with 10,000 needles, and nothing hurt. That is, until he stuck me with the bill. And a couple weeks ago, Linda went through that liquid colonoscopy prep, and she says, Frank, you like to try some? I said, that's okay. I got in trouble with the IRS. I wrote on my taxes, I have 3 dependents, dark chocolate, strawberry daiquiris, and medical marijuana. Remember the old expression, on a clear day, you can see forever? Inflation, unemployment. Well, I thought that I could whip inflation, but I couldn't afford a whip. And then I met with my insurance agent about health insurance. He says, $5,000. And that's also your deductible. So then I thought maybe I buy scam insurance. Except scam insurance is a scam. It cost $10,000 a month. Then I thought maybe I'd get deductible insurance. But in order to get deductible insurance, you need scam insurance for one reason. Deductible insurance has a deductible. Have you ever gone on a job interview and somehow it just didn't seem like the right fit for you? It could happen to anybody. And I guess you have a couple options. One option is just not say anything and just continue with the interview. Maybe a person could say, you know, I really don't think this is the right fit, and see where that goes. Or you can take my approach. I don't like the idea of turning down a job offer, so I would rather just not be offered it. So I just blow the interview on purpose. So I had 2 opportunities to do that. In the first case, I was asked one of the most commonly asked interview questions, and I was well prepared. Frank, where do you see yourself in 3 years? I said, retired. That was the end of that one. In the next interview, I had 3 really well thought out questions. 1, do you allow a space heater in the office? Question 2, you said how much overtime? And then the clincher, do you have a laid-back management style, or do you micromanage your employees? Woman says, we're laid back. And then one of the interviewers walked out of the office, and I knew, mission accomplished. I did not get the offer. Has anybody here ever tried to use a frequent flyer award with the airlines? I have 25,000 miles on 3 different airlines, and I want to visit my nephew in Minneapolis on Labor Day weekend. So I called the first airline. They said, you must have 50,000 miles. Then I called the second airline, and they said, yes, for 25,000 miles, you have one option. Fly LaGuardia to Charlotte 6 a.m., Charlotte to San Diego 10 a.m., and San Diego to Minneapolis 8 p.m. And then I called the third airline. They said, yes, for 25,000 miles, you can fly nonstop, LaGuardia to Charlotte, LaGuardia to Minneapolis, leaving at 11 a.m. I'm thinking, this is great, but you have to take advantage of our DPS program. I said, what does DPS stand for? Drunk Pilot Special. Well, I guess you can't win with the airlines. Has anyone here ever been to a place called Lilydale? Lilydale is north of Jamestown, south of Fredonia, New York. It's the world's largest spiritualist camp. And during the summer season, they have mediums giving readings, they have meditation, they have spiritual healing. Okay, I went there because there's 10 women for every guy. And I had a field day. One of the mediums approached me to join her for dinner, and my first reaction is, I have 2 chances with her, slim and none. But we got along well, and then she asked me the big question, don't I know you from somewhere? I said, I don't know, maybe in a past lifetime. Now, speaking of past lifetimes, does anybody believe in reincarnation? Did you know that reincarnation is making a comeback? You know, my brother-in-law keeps insisting there is no such thing as reincarnation. I told him, that's what you said to me in your past lifetime. And I'd like to know if we can sponsor a reincarnation party. You're all invited to. Come as you were. And when people say, Frank, what's the real reason you go to Lilydale? I say, I'm looking for a happy medium. And finally, before I met Linda, I've had nothing but psychotic ex-girlfriends. You would think when I place a personal ad, I might meet a woman close to what I'm looking for. Single male, enjoys music, dining, comedy, seeks a woman who is honest, with similar interests for possible long-term relationship. I'm not quite sure what's gone wrong, but it almost seems like when look at the women I met through the personals before Linda, the ad seems to say something totally different. Single male, enjoys alcoholism, kickboxing, doing the Macarena, seeks a liar, a kleptomaniac, for failed relationship. And things actually worked out with one of my psychotic ex-girlfriends. But then it ended kind of abruptly. I gave her a ring, and she gave me the finger. Thank you very much.
Come on over here, Frank. Nice job. All right.
Thank you very much.
And
You
that's your
said
first
history
time.
on our show.
First time on TV, yeah, on this
Yeah,
show.
first time.
Well, it was history in two different ways then. History for us, history for him.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. Now, so how long have you been doing this stand-up?
Just under a year.
Just under a year.
Mhm.
And these routines, you come up with them on your own, or
Me,
you have people helping you?
Linda gives me ideas. My friend Wes in the audience helps out too.
All
A
right.
combination of things.
And you
Wow.
spin it. That's great. That's
That's-
really great. You're from New York City?
Originally from the Bronx, yes.
Okay. Well, I bet there's a lot of funny people down there.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you go out to clubs and do your thing, or do you do like when we met Frank, we met him at an open mic up here. Is that mostly where you go, or have you done actual jobs?
No, I've pretty much been all open mics before tonight.
Okay. See, we gave him his first job.
Yeah, right.
I appreciate that. Thank you very
It's not
much.
a paid gig, but
Okay,
It's TV, though.
it is.
Where do you
TV.
go?
it's great.
That's good.
Where do you do a few open mics and then get on TV?
Exactly.
Only one place.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. You come to the Orange County area, and if there's an open mic somewhere and you see Phil and I, put on your best act.
Yes, put on your.
Put on your best act. You never know when I'm going to come over to you with my calendar in my hand and, okay, let me see. When can I book you? That's kind of pretty much how it happens,
Basically,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So, obviously, it works.
Yeah.
And Phil and I go, and then, of course, we scare the hell out of people because we start to sing. I shouldn't say that. I can sing. Oh, yeah, he can sing. He can sing.
we sing together.
We actually do sing together, yes, which a lot of people just don't realize. Well, only unless they watch our show and they've seen us do duets together.
Right.
But, yeah. Well, now our next thing is we have to maybe teach Frank how to do a singing comedy.
If you hear me sing, that'll be comedy.
All right. What'd you think about Mr. Phil's song before?
That was fun. That
his
was great.
Neighborhood punching bag.
That was excellent.
I mean, what a way to open up a show and then have a comedian, right?
Absolutely.
All right. I would like to introduce our next guest. We have you can stay right there. This lady has been with us for how many years now? A long time.
More than me, even.
More than you.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So maybe since
And I've been
Carl
with the
started.
station 23 years.
Okay. So Ms. Josie Lou, if you would like to come over and please join us. Hi, good. So how many years has it been? All right. Well, Carl's show's been 25 years.
Yeah, well,
Were you here? You were here before
I'll
Carl's
be
show.
married 25 years in October, so I don't know if I was doing something before. Well, he's 25 years, I guess. I don't know.
At least, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
at least. Yeah.
Wow.
By the way, you're funny.
Appreciate that very much.
Now, Carl, he's in his 27th season.
Yeah, I don't know. He said something about 25 last
Yeah.
night. I don't know. I was on his show last night.
It might have been. It might have been the year before I got married that I was on.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Okay. Do you
But
remember?
anyway,
do you
it's been a
remember
while.
anything about that? Do you remember whose show it was, or?
It was Carl's show.
It
Well,
was Carl's
yeah, it was
show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness! I can't imagine a young Carl like that.
Right.
We were all younger.
Well, oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
And we happen
sure.
to be neighbors also.
Oh really?
yeah, we
Yes.
are. Yep.
Oh, you live in the same area,
Yes.
Oh, nice.
in the same complex?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my. Oh, now that's just funny. Well, I mean,
We don't run into each other too often, though. Yeah.
Oh well, okay. So that's good.
Once in a
So-
while.
So actually, maybe that's more funny because she sees where you're going and she just avoids you and goes the other direction.
That's right. Yeah.
See, it takes a few more extra people to also keep the laughs going, right,
And
Frank?
I liked your song, Phil. That was cute.
that was a good
Yeah.
one. Yep, yep. So
In fact, I met Josie Lou on this in this place here. I was on Carl's show at the very, very beginning. It was like my second show for
Wow.
Carl. And in fact, I was doing the Jerry Lewis act for the first time on TV that night.
Yeah, you remember
Yeah.
that? How was he as a Jerry Lewis act? Did he pull it off?
What?
Did he pull it off as a Jerry Lewis act?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Well, I mean, I got to ask these questions. I wasn't here to see this, so, I don't know if there's archives back that far, but there just might be.
This was 23 years ago.
Okay, so there might be. I'm sure that somewhere around here there's a VHS tape of something.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
I'm sure you do. He's got everything. He's got copies of everything. It's crazy. And now all of a sudden, just the 2 years that I've been here, I have so many copies because I take home a copy every week. So I've got all these copies now. I can imagine how many years of copies he's got, especially the VHS tapes.
He's got a whole room full, probably.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, people have to remember that VHS tapes. So, anyway, Josie Lou's come on. She's been a singer, right? You've come on and done a lot of songs, I think. And you wrote them yourself?
Yes. There's a few I wrote on my album, yes.
Okay.
The first one I'm going to do is one I wrote tonight. First one.
And you've done an album.
Yeah.
How many albums have you done?
Just one. Well, actually, I had one, and then my partner and we had two others
Wow.
together.
That's excellent.
But, and then Carl helped made a CD for me.
All right.
I didn't have a CD before that. So that was great. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's really nice.
Yeah.
And where do you think is the biggest place you've ever performed?
Well, I really, we went to Florida every year. We got wise after a while because it was so cold up here. From Thanksgiving to April, we would go to Florida.
Wow. All right.
And we performed in some big places there.
Wow.
Some small camps, but then some big places where they sold tickets.
Oh,
For
nice.
us, And then I also played Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Have you ever been there? They have
No,
a
I've
big
never-
show they do, and my name was up in lights. That's the first time I saw my name up in
Wow. Oh,
lights.
now I hope you had a picture of that.
Oh, I took a picture of that.
Oh,
yeah.
good. Yeah. Yep.
And it was nice. I mean, it was very professional. They rehearsed with you. You had to
Wow.
come and rehearse, just like the Grand Ole Opry and those people do,
Right.
And they had a nice band behind us, and then a couple of girls harmonized with me on a couple of my songs.
Oh, wow.
So it was really nice. Yeah,
That was probably quite
that
an
was
experience.
really memorable to me of all the
Yeah.
places I played. Yeah,
It sounds like it would
Yeah.
be. Yeah, most
it's a
definitely.
big theater. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think that since we've got you back, I think I'd like to see if we can get you to go over and do some songs for us.
Okay, sure.
Would you mind doing
You don't
that?
have to twist my arm. I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. So let's have Josie Lou's going to go over and get herself set up with her
Yes.
guitar, and she's very good. I've heard her before. She's been on our telethons before,
Yes, she has.
and she's been on Carl's program before, and on this program before.
Right.
And also, I've met her at different events
Yes.
that we've had for the station.
Right.
And, the people at the station here, everybody's become friends. Now that you're part of the station here, now you're going to become one of our friends.
Right.
Which, we're all going to go out and do karaoke later. It's okay, don't worry about it. She's not going to come back.
Yep.
So we're all going to go. Well, Frank and Linda and Ken and Phil and I are all going to go and do karaoke
Right.
afterwards. And, maybe we can get Josie Lou to come with us, too. Since she doesn't live so far from Phil, that's what we just learned. All right.
That's good. Thank you very much.
How's she doing over there? You just about set, miss. All right.
You ready?
Everybody,
Everybody
Miss
ready?
Josie Lou.
Thank you. That's funny. I just wrote the song myself, and I can't. The moment that we first met, I knew there was something special in you. A gentleness I saw there in your eyes. You couldn't hide it from me if you tried. A friend to share the good times and the bad. Yes, you've been the best I've ever had. We shared so many memories with each other, things that we could never tell another. When I feel blue, you always make me smile. Just to hold your hand makes everything worthwhile. I cherish all the things we've done together. Friends, I know we'll always be forever. When I feel blue, you always make me smile. Just to hold your hand makes everything worthwhile. I cherish all the things we've done together. Friends, I know we'll always be forever. I cherish all the things we've done together. Friends, I know we'll always be forever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you knew what I'm thinking, you wouldn't flirt with me. I told you once before that I'm not free. My heart just won't be led astray. I'm just not built that way. So let's be friends and then just let it be. Honky-tonk and slipping around, that's not my kind of life. I'm just a plain old country girl and I'm a loving wife. There's just one straight road in life, and that's the one for me. I told you once before that I'm not free. Honky-tonk and slipping around, that's not my kind of life. I'm just a plain old country girl, and I'm a loving wife. There's just one straight road in life, and that's the one for me. I told you once before that I'm not free. I told you once before that I'm not free. Woohoo! Thank you. We played up near Lake George one time, and we gave him the record for a radio station up there. And the guy came to see us at the place we were playing, and he said, you know, you have to hear the record because I can't do it justice, just my little guitar. And then the guys in Nashville, the backers, the players, they were fantastic. And he says, that song is just not good, it sizzles. So I thought that was really nice. Okay? Yep. I guess that wasn't working too well, huh? That's okay. That's all right. We'll get it after a while. Yep. I'm sitting here with memories on my mind. Memories that take me back in time, when our love was oh so young and new. Memories, sweet memories of you. Each day I come and sit here in our favorite place and let the memories take me to another time. I remember all the times we've had together, some bitter, but most so sweet and kind. I remember the love. Memories that take me back in time, when our love was oh so young and new. Memories, sweet memories of you. Each day I come and sit here in our favorite place and let the memories take me to another time. I remember all the times we've had together, some bitter, but most so sweet and fine. I remember the love we shared through the years. Losing you has brought me many tears, but the treasure you left me is mine alone. The treasure of the memories I own. So I'm sitting here with memories on my mind. Memories that take me back in time, when our love was oh so young and new. Memories, sweet memories of you. Yes, memories, sweet memories of you. Thank you. That was my friend Valerie wrote that. She wrote it and she said, set some music to it, will you? I said, okay. So we did that, and it was put on, my producer said it was good enough to put on my album, so I was really pleased about that. And she was too, of course. So let's see, what else we got here? Okay. Got a good one for you. If you're out on the town tonight, going from place to place, keep an eye out for my creature man, I'm sure you'll recognize his face. He'll have a big head, you'll hear him moan and groan. Eyes looking into space, just tell him to phone home. That creature man of mine is spaced out all the time. Instead of me and the kids at home, he's in the world all his own. So if you see that creature man of mine and you could get him all alone, would you kindly whisper in his ear, creature man, phone home. You can always tell my creature man by the funny way he walks. I don't think you'll understand a single word when he talks, though his head is in the clouds and his eyes tell him to phone home. That creature man of mine is spaced out all the time. Instead of me and the kids at home, he's in the world all his own. So if you see that creature man of mine and you could get him all alone, would you kindly whisper in his ear, creature man, phone home. Would you kindly whisper in his ear, creature man, phone home. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Okay. Here I am, a country girl, out on the town, looking for someone to hold me tight. I never thought this country girl could ever feel this way, but I'm so close to cheating, just 2 arms away. We're dancing together to our favorite song. He's holding me close the way you do. I know he's been unhappy up until today, 'cause he's so close to cheating, just 2 arms away. We're so close to cheating, but cheaters can't win. With all the love I have for you, why am I with him? Is this the beginning? Am I here to stay? So close to cheating, just 2 arms away. So close to cheating, just 2 arms away. Thank you, thank you.
Carefully walk behind here so we don't
Okay.
disturb things. And we'd like to thank Ms. Josie Lou for
Thank you.
putting up with our little bitty malfunctions.
fine,
You know,
that's fine.
it happens on all these
Things
shows.
happen.
That's when it's live. Other shows you don't see it because it gets edited.
Yeah.
But that's the fun of being live,
Yep.
right? And she's a
If
veteran
it
of
all went
this.
smoothly, we'd be surprised.
That's right. You're a veteran of this, so you know how it
fun.
goes.
It was fun.
All right, so Phil, you want to
I want to thank everyone. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
thank you, Frank?
Thank
Frank
everybody for
Moshman?
coming on our show. Thank our great comedian. Yep. And folks, we'll see you all next week at the same time.
That's
so
right.
Tune in.
If you want to come down, Port Jervis, Franklin Street, come on, sit in on our show. We love a live audience. We're going to let Josie Lou play us out.
Okay.
Thank you. Everyone have a good night.
I spent many long years working and slaving, trying to get along, doing my best to do what's right, keeping from doing what's wrong. But I found out that you've been seen and out of every place in town, drinking and dancing and living it up whenever I'm not around. I think that maybe I got the wrong key on that. I'm gonna let me start over. I've spent many long nights working and slaving, trying to get along, doing my best to do what's right, keeping from doing what's wrong. But I found out that you've been seen in and out of every place in town, drinking and dancing and living it up whenever I'm not around. Well, I'm gonna take your wheels right off and put a stop to your running. And if you see that look in my eye, you can tell that I'm not funnin'. Now you might think I'm not too smart, but I heard you were bragging. And if you think you're gonna cheat on me, I'm gonna fix your wagon. Well, I'm gonna change your way of life if it's the last thing that I do. I ain't gonna let you treat me this way after the way I treated you. I'm gonna make things a little hot like fire from a dragon. And if you think you're gonna cheat on me, I'm gonna fix your wagon. Well, I'm gonna take your wheels right off and put a stop to your running. And if you see that look in my eye, you can tell that I'm not funnin'. Now you might think I'm not too smart, but I heard you were bragging. And if you think you're gonna cheat on me, I'm gonna fix your wagon. If you think you're gonna cheat on me, I'm gonna fix your wagon. Yoo-hoo, keep going. Okay, I'm gonna do one off the charts here. Make the world go away and get it off my shoulders. Say the things you used to say and make the world go away. Do you remember when you loved me before the world took me astray? If you do, then forgive me and make the world go away. Make the world go away and get it off my shoulders. Say the things you used to say and make the world go away. I'm sorry if I hurt you. I'll make it up day by day. Just say you love me like you used to and make the world go Say the things you used to say and make the world go away. Say the things you used to say and make the world go away. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh-oh. That's nothing to lose the guitar, then we're gonna lose your voice. That we can't fix. Yeah, that we really can't fix. So, put that. Brian, yours? You know, if we didn't have issues with the microphones and the mics and the cords, you know,